the rest. Can't test. Make we go in a delight, happy nice like it would. Set up on your knee from behind a fi score. Set the ball a door when you wine, watch it goal. Girl, you are me queen, and me wife, and me whore. Give your money for your spree, give your right.
Welcome, good buddies. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, I know, but as y'all requested, I asked on IG what video y'all wanted to see next, and everybody was just like a detailed wig install. So that's what I have for y'all today. Because I want y'all to see that this process worked for any hair, I made sure I use this Amazon wig that I got. If y'all want the link to this, I'm gonna link it in my description box down below for this wig. But I didn't use HD. This is just transparent lace or Swiss lace. You know, they're the same thing. But I just wanted y'all to see that with this technique that I used to install this wig can work for any wig. It ain't got to be HD or invisible lace or whatever. It'll work for any wig. I'm going to insert how I plucked this wig. And it wasn't a lot of plucking too. So if y'all want to see how I got this installed, stay tuned. And everything that I use, I will have a picture and it will be linked in my description box down below. And it's probably going to be my Amazon storefront, so I'm going to link that too. I hope y'all learned something from this video. Slay your hair, period. Because I'm not arguing with the that don't know how to do our own hair. It's 2023, okay? Learn how to put on a wig, period. So I'm done with talking. Without further ado, let's get into the Alright, good buddy. So the first thing we have to do is slit back our edges. So I did that and tied it down. So now I'm gonna get my wig cap and put it on. Don't pay attention to them braids. Them braids been mine for like 2 months. Don't worry about it, okay? So you're gonna get your scissors and you're gonna cut behind your hair, just so that you see those lines run up on the wig cap. You don't want that at the front of your wig cap, because if that happens, your wig cap is not gonna stay down, and you don't want that. So after you get both of your ear through the wig cap, then you're going to go for your ebbing spray. You can do black bottle, red bottle, yellow bottle, yellow bottle. You can use their got to be glue spray just to hold your wig cap down. And then after you do this, you got to keep in mind that the corners and the edges of your wig cap might be the hardest to stay down. So after you spray, make sure it's dry completely. And then after this happens, you're gonna see me use my actual glue to hold down the corners. But did it work? Yeah, so this is a good trick to keep your corners down. So you're gonna make sure that dry completely first before you cut your wig cap. And then I don't have a big forehead. I'm looking at you. I don't have a big forehead, so I got to pull my wig cap back and cut as close to my hairline as possible, so that I have more space for my to place my wig down. And then right here, y'all saw that wig cap, did it work? I said, did it work? But you can just use your hand and like press it down into your skin, because the glue is there, so it will eventually stay once it's dry. So just keep your finger down on that until it's dry, and then you should be good. And then just cut the rest of your wig cap on, and then you can always use your finger to just press it down a bit. Now to seal the back, after I cut the wig cap off, you got those 2 strings at the back. You don't want those hanging out of your wig, so I just take them and I tie them at the top of my head. Now we're gonna get a Ruby Kisses foundation, and we're gonna coat the top of our wig cap. Now ladies, use a different brush and makeup for your wig stuff, because you don't want to use the same makeup brush and makeup on your face as you put in your hair. You don't want to do that, because we got to protect the skin, okay? Because we love good clear skin around here, period. Okay, so after we do this, you're gonna see that I definitely look bald. Maybe I was bald before, but you get the drift. Why is that poking out? Get into there. And then you're definitely gonna want to clean off your your forehead, so there's no residue and your wig stays on longer. And then this is the wig, and I'm going to show you how I plucked it. So for this part, you're going to need your water, your rat tail comb, and your tweezer. Not too much. So for this, you're going to definitely part out the front hairline to give yourself grace, because you don't want bald spot at the front of your head. So after you do that, you're going to use your tweezer and just pluck right in that part to create that look that we're going for. We're not doing the skip pluck method. I don't like that look, but if y'all like how mine style look, then this is the way to go about it. And I did this part water, then plucked for like 3 or 4 times. So when you part, you're going to use that water, and then you're going to use your tweezer to just pluck right in that part that you just did, just to give it that look that we're going for. And I did this 3 or 4 times. And this is the amount of hair I got after plucking this section. And just remember, you're gonna do both sides. This is the center, and you're gonna do both sides as well the same way. So I'm just gonna use water again at the front just to flatten it down so I can see what I'm working with. And then now I'm just gonna pluck right at the hairline, but pulling backwards to give it that natural hairline look. Not necessarily skip then pluck, but just randomly just pulling backwards just to give it that look that we're going for. And it's looking pretty natural. This side I haven't plucked yet, and this side I have, so I just want y'all to see the difference. So that's plucked, and that side is plucked, and the front is plucked, but this side isn't. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so we got our wig on, and right here I'm just lining it up and making sure it is on my hairline where I want it, how I want it to look. So this is me just lining it up, making sure it look good. But now I gotta put a makeup on there. So I use the 11, the darker shade, and I'm just covering from the earline all the way back of this lace. As you can see here, completely covering it. Okay, period. Now we're gonna put it back on, and we're gonna line it up again and make sure that, it's in the position where we want it. And if you want a big forehead, pull it back. If you want a small forehead, pull it forward, okay? Now you want to make sure that you cut your ear out, because you don't want this wig laying on your ear and it's going to be hurting. So what y'all going to do is, as you see me here, just looking where my ear is at, and I'm going to part this out, clip it up, and then I'm going to cut right at where the top of my ear is. Then I'm going to lift it to make sure that I'm not cutting too much. And do not cut the band in the back of the wig. Just cut the lace, only the lace. No, none of the cap or nothing. And then I cut that off, and then I just line it up again. See? Follows perfectly. And then, of course, you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now here I'm gonna show y'all how I make sure my wig lays perfectly. I'm gonna be using my actual makeup that I just used recently, or no, the darker side. I think that was actually the 16 shade, because I have 11 and 16, and I use the 16 shade to mark dots of where I want to glue down the lace, if that makes sense. So this is me just making those little dots to where I'm gonna cut the lace. So that means I'm not gonna put the glue any further, or I'm not gonna put the glue in front of the spots that I mark. So this is me just doing that right now, making sure that it penetrates enough where it touches my skin as well, so when I lift the lace up, I can see it. See, I'm not seeing it clearly right there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it again. And y'all can do this as long as you're seeing it on your skin. So now I'm gonna put the glue on. Y'all can use, this is the one that I use because I just love the small tip for better position, so it's small. And you see those are the dots I put, so those are the actual marks. So I just put a dot of the glue there, so I know don't pass this, don't go in front of this glue mark. And I'm gonna use 3 layers of this glue. And then once you put your first glue on, you're gonna definitely, rub it out. You can use the rat tail comb, or for me, this glue, it has the end where I can rub it in. So that's what I'm gonna do here. As you can see, just rub it in, making sure that everything is, flat, and it dries a lot faster. And look at that, dry already. And I use 2 layers, but if you want it to last long, definitely use 3 layers, like a week or 2, 3 layers. I don't know what happened to my laying down the wig part, but it disappeared. But I'm gonna tell you how I did it. So for the sake of this video, I only had this tied on for 20 minutes, but y'all can have it tied down for longer, just so that you get that extra melt. You know what I'm saying? Look at that hairline. Okay, period. So I'm just gonna cut all this lace out of my face because it's bugging my eyelashes. So after you cut your excessive lace, you're gonna try to cut each side of your lace in two, so that you have a section to work with at a time. Right here, I'm just kind of pulling it back to see where my glue, the tip of where my glue begins, and cut right there. And a trick to doing this is also to cut in a rigid line. Do not cut like straight across, so that's why it's good to use a razor and not a scissors. As you can see, another thing I wanted to tell y'all is do not cut exactly at the hairline. Give your lace a little space. Like, don't cut exactly where the hairline begins. Cut in front of your hairline so you have a lace space there. Because one of the things that I used to do was I used to cut exactly at the hairline, so it gave that straight helmet looking type of a look, and I didn't like how that looked. So cut in front of your hairline and leave lace there. So when you were placing down your wig, you didn't place the hairline in directly in the glue. You placed the lace on the glue, not exactly the hairline. So that means when you're cutting off your lace, you're cutting the lace and not the glue, as you can see here. So in this little clip right now, you can see how I didn't cut the exact hairline, I cut the lace of the hairline. So that's why having a good pluck is great. So right now you can see that I missed some spots, so I'm just gonna go back in with the tip of my Mighty Bond glue and just touch that in, and then I'm gonna use the rat tail comb to press that down after it dries clear. Yeah, and then this is how your hairline's gonna look. But I'm gonna show y'all how to get rid of this wet cast. Okay, so you're gonna get your number 16 this time, and you're gonna use the darker side along with your spritz, and you're gonna spray it in there, and then you're gonna use your smaller makeup brush and go along the hairline and cover that cast, as you're gonna see here. And look at that, it has disappeared, period. Look at that. That side I haven't done yet, but I did this side. Look at that, look at the difference. And I'm just gonna go with my spritz and just dab it across my hairline again, just to get that extra melt in. And make sure it dries, as you all know by now. And then we're gonna tie it down again, period. And then while I keep my lace tied down so it can melt even more, I'm just gonna go ahead and style this hair. So I'm gonna do a side part with a little minor bang, not really, but yeah. So I'm gonna use my wax stick, and then I'm gonna use the hot comb to get my wig as flat as possible. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all wear wigs, you need a hot comb. There's no if, buts, or maybe. Get you a hot comb, because we don't want helmet heads over here. We want our thing or wigs to look flat and cute, period. And I told you I used the Amazon wig, but this company, I was like, look, 2 different color wigs. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna show y'all that there's no special wig, 2 different color wigs. That was not planned. So I used my BioSilk, and I just put a little bit all over my hair, because I'm gonna curl it with my curling iron. And I'm gonna show y'all how, or the right way to hold your curling iron when you're curling your hair, okay? So I just sectioned my hair with clips, like from the back and the other sides, so that I can have a good clear part to when curling your hair. So here is my curling iron, and this is the way that you want to hold it, with the clip facing upwards and not backwards. This is the wrong way. Do not do it this way, okay? You're gonna leave a lot of crimp in your hair, and you don't want that. So you're gonna have your clip portion upward, and you're just gonna roll it down, and then slowly turn it and come up, back, and go all the way up. And then this is your beautiful curl, period. And then I'm gonna show y'all how it looks up close. This is how my curls are looking. Pretty nice sheen because of the BioSilk. Okay, the BioSilk did this, period. Cute. And also use your spritz to like keep your curls in place, and then fan it off, cool it before you let it go. Now I'm gonna show you how I did my little layer. I was gonna go short and like, no, let me go longer for the layer. I didn't want it too short in the front, which I think I should have one a little shorter, but it's okay. We're gonna get it together. So that's how much I cut, and I'm just gonna section it off, and then I'm gonna curl it in 2 sections. So that section first, and then I'm gonna curl the other section. And this is how our front little layer curl is looking. Okay, period. Cover the eye. Don't play with it. Ooh, ooh. Yo. Now we're gonna take off this melting band, and I was looking at my edges. I was just like, oh, these edges look good. I don't need no edges. No edges or edges. No edges or edges. No edges or edges. We're gonna do edges. So here I'm just parting off my little section, and I like to do the baby hair with the side part where it looked like the baby hair is coming right out of the side part. So that's what we're going for today. And I'm just cutting off the baby hairs at a little angle, so what's going to the hair is going to be shorter, and what's out in the front is going to be a little longer. But you're gonna also see how I still do cut the edges after I curl it with my little flat iron here, because it was a little too long. But it's better to have more hair to work with than to have less hair to work with, because you can always cut but you can't put it back on. Okay. So when you're doing your edges, you have to use both hands, and you have to guide your edges like while you're forming them out. However you want them to look, you gotta form it out with your comb and the brush part of your edge brush and stick it in. I use the spritz at first to get it sticky or tacky, and then I use my regular edge control. Any regular edge control that y'all have, you can use it to just do your baby hair as if you were doing your natural hair, baby hair. And this is where I'm cutting the baby hair again, because it's a little too long and wasn't flowing inside of my side part. Now I'm using the edge control again to just lay it down, and I'm going to do that for the other 3 sections that I parted out for my baby hair. And then of course we have to tie down with your little silk wrap, or you can use it as your melt band again, but I prefer the silk band so that it doesn't mess your edges up. And then I'm just going over my hair again with the hot comb, make sure everything is flat and is in place how I like it. Then I'm going to use my regular concealer in my shade that I normally use, and to just define the part. And basically we're done. Bye. Love y'all.